Welcome back to Twice Half That. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Betty White. Man, Betty White was a boss. So was all the other ones. What was her name? B. Arthur.
Yeah, B. Arthur.
She was
Apparently
a Marine.
they didn't get along
No.
at all.
Well, Marine, and I mean stick up her ass Marine. You know, no one you would really want to piss off type person. She'll fuck you up. I think she won a medal.
She may have.
She was a car driver of some type.
Yeah,
But,
she works in like the logistics.
Yeah, logistics.
But that all aside, start off today by saying
R.I.P.
rest
to
in
Bill
peace,
Russell.
Bill Russell.
Hey, the true GOAT, the one and only GOAT.
11 titles in 13 years,
Two-
including 8 consecutive.
Man, including 2 back-to-back NCAA championships.
For a school that had not won much at USF.
And
So he
a
won
gold medal,
2
Olympic gold
Yeah,
medal.
he won 2 national championships in college, a gold medal in the Olympics, and 11 NBA titles. I believe it was a 5-time MVP. Like, the Finals MVP is literally named after him.
after Billiam Russell.
I mean,
He's boss. And the way he did it, he taught people that you could win with more than just shooting the ball. You could smack the shit out of people who are trying to shoot the ball.
And
well, smack
some
the
of the
ball,
stories
right?
I've heard,
He's a
now I haven't
beast.
verified this, some of the stories I've heard is that he was really the one who innovated defense as far as like blocking shots.
Yeah,
and
him and the
leaving
coach.
the ground,
Yeah.
like jumping to block a shot. Prior to that, everyone was feet planted trying to block.
Bro, I was there. Like, I told him, look, do this, and it'll work. And then he was all like, shut the fuck up and get out of here. Nah, but Bill was bad. And he was an all-around athlete. I think
He was a high jumper.
Yeah, at one point, number 2 in the United States, number 7 in the world, and he wasn't trying. I think he ran, like, something ridiculous, like a 440 or some shit, something close to that, which is, like, for someone who's 6'10",
Yeah.
like, holy shite. And then you have Wilt Chamberlain, who's a straight-up boss. That dude bullied anybody.
Except for Bill.
Except for Bill. Bill owned it all. I mean, look at MJ. He told him, hey, I'm coming for your record. And Bill said, which one? Like, I mean, you know.
And his legacy expands far beyond what he did on the basketball court.
Oh, yeah, he was a civil rights pioneer.
He was, like...
He was huge.
Yeah.
Huge for the game. Again, the exact opposite of Wilt Chamberlain. He was a character, man.
Wilt
He was a character.
Wilt wasn't as vocal, but he did definitely have some skin in the game.
Yeah, not the
Not the
civil rights game, but definitely the.
No, he did like the league.
Well, I'm not too sure about that. I know he called.
The league like paused the series. I think they were in like the finals or the postseason, so that Bill and Wilt could go to the
to the summit.
No, go to MLK's funeral.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, MLK, good guy, good dude. And Nichelle Nichols died. Uhura, another civil rights pioneer. Someone who helped out.
Yeah, I mean, her role on Star Trek was one of the first, if not the first, times you really see a woman of color in that role.
Shit,
Like
even
in a
woman
prominent,
period, yeah.
yeah, in a prominent role.
Or semi-prominent. I mean, she was there. She was on the bridge. They didn't really do shit with her. But it took a lot just to get her there. And, you know, William Shatner didn't want to kiss her when Gene was all like, hey, go kiss my girlfriend. You know, yeah, I know I'm married. Shut the fuck up. Just go kiss her. It'll be cool. You know, and William was like, I don't want to do that. You know, people are going to be up in arms about, you know, white dude kissing a black chick on, you know, nationwide television. And he was all like, shut up and do it. And they did it. And that's the first interracial kiss between a black man. A black
Shatner's
woman
been
and a
called
white dude.
many things. A black man, I don't think is one
Hey,
of them.
now he is. Be careful around cops. Nah, he should be all right. He'll just beam up. But yeah, it sucks. And the lady who played, I forgot her name, but the voice actress who played Ursula, she died. Man, I still quote that movie. Well, I quote her. You know, that laugh, that maniacal laugh, man, I swear to God, nobody does evil laugh better than that chick. Well, Joker, Mark Hamill does.
Mark Hamill's got a good one.
Mark Hamill's a beast.
Mark Hamill has a good one.
He is a beast.
He has a wide range of... Pat Carroll.
Pat Carroll.
Pat Carroll.
Pete Carroll's mom, man, R.I.P. She was bad. She
95
was really,
years old.
Really bad. And one of the other things I wanted. Well, I got distracted because I also wanted to talk about. You know, Taylor Swift clarifies, I wasn't even on most of those 170 plus private jet trips. And I'm like, I could see that, but still, did your equipment really need to be? And at this point, shouldn't all these stadiums just keep that shit?
Yeah, like,
you know, wouldn't
I understand there's going to be certain things you bring, like if you're an actual musician bringing your guitar, things like that, but...
No, you
communal
use shit from the pond store. Pound.
Pond?
Bah. That too.
Pond. I'm gonna say every word I
No,
can
I just
without
gave
getting
the-
a pound.
I just gave the fuck
Now
up.
I can't even say it. God damn it!
I just gave up. Fuck it. It's one of those days. I just got off of work. Shut up. No, but I'd like to see Jon Stewart run for office. I don't care where. Just do it.
I mean, he does a lot of talking, like in that realm.
But what he's currently been dealing with, trying to get, you know, the first responders for 9/11 their money, trying to get, you know, the soldiers that were at
he's
the
a
burn
leftist,
pits.
you know, socialist.
See, and that's the shit that gets on my nerves is these people continually talk about, you know, dividing. It's like you put yourself on the right. You kept the far right, and that shit kept being fucking, you know, spewed out all the time. And like, dude, be, I don't know, centrist. I don't give a shit about the left or the right. How about, you know, we go for
what's best for us.
Man, not one party.
The bulk,
or one
not
person.
one person, not a fraction of the people. The bulk of the people.
Uri won in the club. Uri won in the club. Oh yeah, that's awesome. But it's annoying that instead of, you know, just fessing up and saying, yeah, we don't want to give up that money, the Republicans repeatedly do shit like recruit in their poor ass areas, which are predominantly white, and then when those people go off to war, come back fucked up, you know, their reply to them is, shut up and go and die. You served your purpose. I got my money. You know, I don't want to spend any more on you. You're nothing.
And that's where this bill that just went, the bill that you had, what was it, a dozen or so Republican politicians, no, it wasn't all of them, but it was a good contingent, fist bumping after
the
voting,
fist bumping.
Voting against
giving the
medical
vets
care
their fucking money.
No, it wasn't even just money, it was medical care too for the vets that are dealing with cancer now from burn pits.
Yeah, the money that will pay for that.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's annoying. And as someone who, you know, has a father-in-law who has cancer from Agent Orange, they are continuously like, nah, you're good. Go contact the VA, dude. Like, I still have 4 fucking cancers from you guys. How the hell are you saying that I'm good? Nah, you're all right. You're all right. Well, we shouldn't have to pay that money. No one asked you to go into Vietnam. We didn't need to do that. You decided to do that. And
so now you pay.
Man, not only that, well, I shouldn't say that wasn't a Republican thing, because it was during the Democratic, you know.
But it's just in general,
but
politicians.
No, well, LBJ would have had us out of that war. That would have literally just been contained within the administration of, you know, the Kennedy administration. I'm lumping in, you know, LBJ, because, I mean, he only did the one term. and that was to finish off, the term that him and JFK won. I was about to say LBJ. And then when Nixon came in, or was about to come in, he makes a backdoor deal with the North Vietnamese, and the Chinese, I'm all over the place, to hold off, make negotiations with me when I get in office, and I'll give you better terms. And then 5 more years of war.
It's much
15,000 lives, and
it's much
American
like what
lives.
Reagan did with the
hostages.
hostages.
with the Iran hostages, and it's all like, see what I mean? They don't care about our democracy. They care about, them and their, religion. And I don't mean Catholicism. I mean what their evangelical little sector that they cut out. They mean that their white nationalist sector, because they don't care about anyone else. That includes poor white people. You're lumped in with them. They don't care about you. Look at the history, and the same goes for the Democrats, because what do both parties always promise their constituents but yet never deliver on?
A lot of things.
They're just playing these games so they can, continue to do what has always been done. This is nothing
much like
new.
what we just had, are currently having with Biden, how he swore up and down he was going to get rid of student debt.
Or at least do something about it.
Or at least do something about it. And then I read, it was like a month or two ago, that he was going to make a decision in July or August as to what he might do.
He ain't going to do that.
So he's going to wait to decide what he might do when he waits to decide what he might.
Keep pushing it. Oh, well, Republican won. What do you want me to do? And then the same thing's going to happen on the Republican side. It's a problem that needs to be handled. And Nancy Pelosi, you need to retire. All you people are, actually what you're doing now, you're serving your purpose. Do that. You're old. You lived your life. You are a pillar of American politics. If the Chinese really, really want to do something, then let them try and do it with you. And, it's very ballsy, and I appreciate you going over to Taiwan, because we need to see them for what they are, a country. They are the true heirs of China, not communist China, not the communist Chinese that currently own it. They're cowards. What'd they do during World War II? They barely fought the Japanese. They sat back and stole supplies from the actual Chinese military. Yep. Then, after the war is over, they want to start a civil war. It's like they're dirty.
As they've been sitting there getting stronger, stacking, while the actual military's fighting and getting worn out and losing material and men and.
And I can't believe I'm forgetting the leader of the army. Not Chiang Kai-shek, is it? Well, he was pretty cool, and he got his people to Taiwan, where they're at today, and we were like, stop, don't go no further. Not to mention, China really kind of couldn't, and to this day, part of the problem with them getting to Taiwan militarily is they don't have the landing craft to get there. I mean, they could use that makeshift, Navy that they have with civilian boats that have been outfitted
the balsa wood.
It's all sorts. It's all sorts. It could be junks. It could be, little schooners. It could be a goddamn...
That just made me think of Mallrats.
Mallrats?
Schooner. The scene where Ethan Suplee is trying to see the image in the 3D thing. And he couldn't see it, and then he finally saw it.
Hella long.
And the kid goes, it's a schooner. It's like, it's a sailboat, you idiot.
Yeah.
A schooner is a sailboat.
All I think about are two things when it comes to Mallrats. When he's talking to Stanley, yes, that's the second one. And when what's his name? When Brody's talking to Stanley, and he's like, "Why are you so fixated on superheroes' genitalia?" He's like, "Boy, that shit is unhealthy. You're thinking way too hard about this shit." On another hand, Marvel. Can we get an actual Hulk movie? Because what you're doing with him is disrespectful. and it sucks. Why would he run from Thanos? Go read the comic book. Thanos is like, oh shit, this motherfucker's pretty bad. He's fucking me up. Get out of here. Go. Bye. Get out of here. Go across the fucking galaxy. Universe. Multiverse. I don't care. Just
Anywhere.
get the fuck out of here.
Anywhere but here.
Anywhere. You know, and to use him like, and then run off, and then all the other, like, puny humans are all like, let's fight him. Garbage. Bad writing. You lost me a long time ago. The Avengers should be cool. What you should be doing should be, engaging, and it feels like
Well,
a
that's
commercial.
what's so frustrating.
That's all it feels like. You rely on CGI instead of having these fucking movies written well ahead of time.
So much of it's already laid out for you.
Man, that's why I'm like, how the do you not know how to do this shit at this
storyboarded
point?
for you.
There's literally volumes of it. Better writers, people who actually like it, but I have to make it my own. No, you don't. I don't want yours.
Thank you, Joss Whedon.
I don't want you. And fuck that guy. His shit ain't even all that good either. His fucking little quirks and his little, pissant attitude.
I'll take his career,
He's a
but
bitch.
yeah.
He's honestly...
Well, more so his bank account than anything.
Yeah, I'll take his bank account, but from all accounts, he's like... That
Well,
motherfucker deserved to get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
And you're lucky Hollywood is the way it is, because you should have gotten knocked
the fuck
out.
Yeah,
all
all accounts, he is a predator.
douche.
He's an asshole. Go down the list.
What Buffy's sister, in her contract, was not allowed to be alone with Josh. Whatever the fuck your name is.
Joss.
Josh. Your name is Josh. That's the fuck it is. I don't give a fuck. It's a stupid ass name. It's getting fucking thrown away. You want to disrespect people, you deserve to be disrespected. Deserve. I need to get some goddamn sleep. But you're an ass. What were you doing? Did you try and molest that little girl?
I mean, that's one of the only things I could think of for that to be written into the contract.
Did you beat her? Did you grab her?
Did you expose yourself to what? For that to be written into the contract?
It kind of seems like he's lightweight and incel who gets laid. Because the way he treated Charisma Carpenter when she got pregnant, he was basically like, bitch, I was forced to hire you.
Yeah.
And now you're going to get pregnant? And it's all like, damn, dude, you need to settle down. Like, seriously, you are good at what you do, but, I mean, I'm not a real big fan of what you did. I wasn't into Buffy. That shit didn't, whatever. It was, meh. Other people loved it, though, and it made you a lot of money.
It had a large following. And it ended up having, was it 1 or 2 spin-offs? Because there was Angel
and...
I feel like there was one more.
I didn't watch any of them.
I just know that Angel... I've maybe seen parts of a handful of episodes of
Shit, I'll
Buffy.
even give you Charmed, nigga.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that show came about because of you.
I think that was Aaron Spelling.
No, it was, but you know how they'll do.
Yeah.
You have one hit, and then it's like, hey...
Oh, this is hitting right now. Like, so this kind of fantasy...
Let's try and get this going.
Yeah.
But, that being said, too, the NFL, you really need to suspend Deshaun for longer than 6 games.
No, that wasn't the NFL's decision. That was an independent arbiter.
6 games. So
the NFL was trying to get... So
who's this arbiter, and can we check their finances? Because that seems...
Sue Robinson.
Very, very...
Sue Robinson.
Games, 6 games.
So,
no, I heard they were like, well, he was suspended all last year.
No, he wasn't.
He didn't play. Yeah, he didn't play.
He didn't play.
He sat out.
Not suspended. He still got paid.
Did he not sit out?
He sat out. He did.
So
the Texans chose not to have him suit up. He got paid. That's not punishment.
So he didn't sit out. He got paid. That's not a punishment. That's them being like, that's a lot of people, bro. Like, a lot of people to be sexually assaulting. It's a lot of people. There should be criminal
charges. And part of her reasoning, I want to read through, but I was just reading, skimming over some of the stuff. Part of the reasoning for it not being... So the NFL was fighting for an indefinite suspension that basically equates out to a minimum of 1 year.
Which... It should be more. I mean, he should be going to fucking jail.
Yeah, exactly. But there were no criminal charges. There's only so much he can do, especially since there is a union. So that's what they were going for. His side was saying that there shouldn't be anything. The arbiter said 6 games. And part of her reasoning, now again, I just skimmed over it. I didn't sit there and read the whole thing. But because, while yes, he may have sexually assaulted these women, but he didn't do anything violent. He never physically harmed them, as in like hitting them. That's the reasoning.
That's crazy.
So the fact that you're stating, yeah, we know that I feel that he probably did sexually assault these women, but since he didn't beat them, we're only going to give him 6 games.
That's see what I mean?
Like, that's setting a very bad precedent.
What that tells other football players is, hey, go ahead.
That's setting a precedent. Like,
hey, it's fair game. Go
how
ahead.
about this? Calvin Ridley, the wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons, sat out last year. He was dealing with some mental issues, I guess. Sat out last year. Was all set to come back this year. Got a full year suspension this year because apparently he bet on some football games last year.
Wow.
So, because he bet on some, and mind you,
that's because that's going to mess with the NFL's money directly.
So I understand,
even though
it's against their exactly.
All that shit.
But I get, okay, it's against the rules of football to, while you're an active player, to bet on football. He gets a year. Deshaun
whipping
Watson,
his dick out like, hey,
yeah, Deshaun Watson,
or grabbing their hand and be like, touch it.
Or at least in one case, he's alleged to have grabbed their head and pushed it onto his penis.
Wow, he's lucky none of these broads just outright stabbed him.
So this man allegedly, let's make the legal aspect, allegedly has on at least 25 occasions, even though there's numbers coming out now that there may be 60 some odd therapists that he's seen in a very short period of time. But at least 22 some odd women came forward with lawsuits against him, alleging that he in some way was sexually inappropriate and sexually assaulted them. Whether it was
just pay for it.
Whether it was as simple as egging them on, which made them uncomfortable, to exposing his penis, his erect penis to them, to asking for them to touch it, to forcing them to touch it, to forcing their head on it. Regardless of where on that list this was, he's alleged to have done it at least
multiple times.
22.
That is
at
a
least
serial
22
offender.
times.
I wouldn't doubt. No.
This arbiter says, well, since he didn't physically assault them, 6 games seems adequate.
That's crazy.
So let me ask you this. Based on the arbiter's name, I'm going to make the assumption that it's a female. The name is Sue Robinson.
No assumptions.
How would she feel if she went as a massage therapist, going to do your job, and was forced to touch this man's penis? Like, would she feel, well, it sucks and he was wrong, but he didn't hit me?
As a massage therapist, I'm gonna let you know right now, if any dude does that while I'm there to any of my female clients, I'm probably just gonna bust in the room and start fucking you up. Yeah, that's gonna be my job. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go to jail, but you're gonna understand, you ain't coming into my place of business doing some stupid shit like that. I don't give a fuck if you.
When we worked at the airport together, there would be people that would come up and be like, is there a female available?
And I'd be like, nope. Get out of here. I almost got in a fight at one of my other places of business because homeboy tried to say, nah, I'm working with her, when she specifically asked the boss to have him not be put on her books, but because he wanted that guy's money, he put her in danger. And I told them, bro, I will beat your ass. You are not going in that room. He took his glasses off and was all like, I'm going in that room. took my shirt off, did the whole nine. Homeboy was all like, oh shit, and started dancing his ass out the office. I was like, nope, ain't nobody here. It's literally me, you, and unfortunately the client that was sitting right there that I didn't see behind the bush, but behind the potted plant. But, I mean, she got to know too, hey, I'm here to keep you safe. I can defend myself. You know, hey, if I got to go to jail, prison, that so be it.
Don't want to.
You are going to be a victim. And that's imprisonment damn near your whole life. Because mentally, it's going to scar you.
It fucks you up.
It's going to fuck you up. Trust me. I have female relatives who have been sexually assaulted. And that shit lasts a long goddamn time. You know, and
it never fully
cool.
goes away. Like,
No.
you can get beyond it and function. It's always there, though.
And
It's
it's
always
like, nah.
there.
And he's allowed to just fuck it. He's allowed to do whatever he wants. You know, it's cool.
Oh.
Ben Roethlisberger's allowed to do whatever the fuck he wants.
And it just popped
Although,
in my
Ben,
head.
I'm sorry. You did do something you weren't supposed to do, motherfucker. But at least you righted your goddamn ship.
Yeah, it sounds like he really
But
did
there
towards
is
the
no
end,
there
but-
is no forgiving. It's all like the act was done. Dude.
Yeah.
There is no forgiving. You
And those of
did
you
it.
who don't know, Ben Roethlisberger, now retired, former quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, is alleged to have exposed himself on numerous counts.
Getting too fucking drunk.
Yeah.
But see, at least with him, he's a dumb drunk and just got too happy. And I mean, you could see it when you see him on the field. You could see how, you know, dorky he gets, you know, and he's probably used to fucking jumping out and doing that to the homeboys.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that shit. But, you know, that's the type of shit that they used to do, you know, especially back in the 80s and the 90s. I don't get that, you know. And then they'll sit there and beat up a gay dude.
Yeah.
Like, that baffles me. What the fuck? What?
It's like the dudes who are essentially reenacting Brokeback, where it's like they go off and what they do off in the woods stays there, and then they go home and they're straight. And they're these, you know, burly straight men. It's like, it's not really how that works.
No, bro. Be you.
Yeah.
But,
Hey, by all means, you know,
hey, and
by all means, be with who you want to, who makes you happy. Like, and who you're attracted to. Doesn't matter the gender. I don't give a shit. It doesn't affect anyone else's life other than yours. In fact, by denying yourself, you're creating yourself this real toxic environment.
for everybody,
internally.
Because a lot of you guys end up, you know, making these really draconian laws for these people, and then you sit there and get caught soliciting at an airport. Or at, what was the other one? Rest stop. What was the other one? There was some other weird one. At truck stops, like, ugh,
Yeah.
fucking truck stop. You know how nasty a truck stop is, especially in the 70s? Man.
Yep.
That's nasty.
But yeah, hey, be with who you're gonna be with. It don't matter.
Quit doing shit
And,
clandestinely.
and stop worrying about what someone. If your family's gonna disown you because of who you love, then they ain't your family. They're just your blood. That's it.
They're just relatives.
Move on. Get the family you pick.
And if you don't like what someone's doing and they're not hurting you, dude, leave it the fuck alone and walk away. There's a lot.
And
of
maybe
people
sit
doing
there and
shit I
ask
don't
yourself
like.
why it bothers you so much.
I don't even give a fuck if you go that far. Just stay the fuck
No.
away from them.
I'm saying because if it bothers them so much, there's a good chance that there's a level of envy because they may feel that way but not be able to get themselves into a position to enact on
I've
it.
been watching a lot of true crime shit. Let's probably not have crazy people who hate people for simple shit analyze anything, because then they might be like, I'm gonna murder them all. Whoa, hold on. How do you make that joke?
that is not where we went.
Settle down. Like, there was a murder spree in England in 86 in Hampshire or some shit like that. Homie was like, oh, well, I killed 17 people and injured 16 people. My car didn't start. Legit. Like, what? I mean, it was more to that. He was a crazy bastard. He went and murdered a
But
lady out
that
in
was
the
what
field and
triggered it, essentially.
well, yeah, because he killed the lady, and then he tried to kill another chick at the gas station, and then hopped in his car, went home, set the house on fire, jumped in the car didn't start, fuck you, shut the car up, Then started walking down the street and just started bow, bow. Homeboy was sitting there gardening, old British dude. Hello, bow! Right in the face. No, his wife took it in the face. Homeboy took 6 bullets to the back and then dropped. And then another neighbor was like, what the fuck? And she took one right to the face. Bam! Homeboy he went to the gun club.
Oh.
Like, he shot all the time. And I think that's why he's the reason why England is all like, yeah, you motherfuckers can't have guns.
Yeah, none of the metropolitan London, there's like no guns.
You have to call
out in
all
the
special
country,
people in.
yeah. Out in the country, you can get them. Like the farmers and stuff will have them, but
They have shotgun, like double barrels. And it's like, man, go get a Spaz 12. Apparently, Beyonce had to remove a lyric because it had spaz in it, and people were all like, that's derogatory. Yeah, because spaz was a term at one point for, someone who's supposed to be mentally disabled or like cerebral palsy because they were spazzing.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
But it's like, if it's so obscure that the general public doesn't know it, kind of like, oh, you got gypped. That's a derogatory term for gypsies. Or things like rule of thumb.
I mean...
Like...
Gypsies, I love you, but... that one fits. As fucked up as it is.
But it's these things where it's like, a lot of people don't know where they come from. So it's like, you have to be in this small sect who really sat there and studied these things to really even get offended by it.
Quit being so fucking soft.
Like,
I'm gonna say spaz. I grew up saying retarded. I know what the word means. It's held back. I'm not gonna call you, because I have, known a lot and had to help. At my elementary school, they made Cesar Chavez Elementary School made a really big effort for every one of its students to understand what everyone's going through. We helped out the people. We helped them out. We learned a little bit of sign language. The blind kids, we helped them walk about. We got a lot of speeches people came in to give speeches who were of the LGBTQFJTXXYZ community, would come in and they tell their stories, which is partly reason why I get irritated with some of these people, because I don't mean trans people, I mean everybody who's associated with this, because knowing these people and seeing them, looking them in their eyes, hearing their stories and being like, no, okay, yeah, I get it. And as a fucking 7-year-old, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense now. Totally makes sense. And for people to be like, nope, don't buy it. It's like, well, biologically, it makes sense. You can be born with the hardware, but the software
it's simple genetics.
Man.
There's different ways for the X and the Y chromosomes to be broken down, and you can essentially end up with an X and a Y chromosome, but you're supposed to be a female.
Genetics is
and the way that
and
there's smaller aspects of them. I'm not a geneticist. I'm not going to pretend I'm even close to that, so I don't remember the names of them. But I was reading an article on it, and it's like the way that there's like smaller parts of it can be positioned differently, and it changes everything as far as the wiring goes. So you can, those of you people who are like, trans, you can truly be born into the wrong body. And it goes beyond gay, straight, bi, all the other things. Like, you can be born into the wrong vessel.
And if you don't believe in that, who the fuck are you to tell one of your God's creatures that they're an abomination?
That's my thing.
Your God made them. Not only that, you're not supposed to pass judgment.
That's one of my biggest things with their argument against that community, the LGBTQ community, is they say we were all made in God's image. We were all from the divine.
Then leave them alone, man.
Then that's exactly how they were supposed to be made. They're not flawed.
No.
That's exactly... So, based entirely on your belief system, they're perfect beings.
They're better than you are because they ain't hurting nobody.
And they've
They're
accepted
not,
who they are.
man.
Which means based on your beliefs, they've accepted the divine. They've accepted what God's made them as. So,
I don't understand what your problem is.
Where's your argument?
Is it just because they're different? Like what?
They make you uncomfortable? Why do they make you uncomfortable?
That's my thing.
Why? Like,
why does anybody make you uncomfortable? Why are you uncomfortable around someone
of a different color, of a different,
who thinks
age,
differently?
Yeah.
You don't even have to have the different color anymore. It's just, oh, you think on the left, oh, you think on the right, and it's all like, dude, well, what the fuck are you doing? We're all same team, bro. Oh, they just found out that I think it was either Russia or China. I think it was Russia was behind the having California secede.
I think it was Russia.
And it's all like,
I think it was Russia.
You see,
it was the Russian troll accounts and shit like that on Facebook and stuff
anything
like that.
Trying to divide the nation, you need to understand it's most likely not coming from your fellow American. It's probably coming.
No, they may buy into it because they've been fed so much
easy.
stuff.
It's easy to.
Well, not just exactly.
Easy to piss people off. We love pissing people off. Look at Facebook. Their algorithm is based off of pissing you off. You want to know why there's so many annoying commercials? Because you're going to remember that annoying commercial far more than
the
more likely to
one.
remember that annoying one than the enjoyable one. That's how our brain works, unfortunately. And they know that. We're constantly being played. P.T. Barnum said it best, a sucker's born every minute. And it's true. You're constantly getting played. Look at what Ubisoft is doing with Steam. Oh yeah, you could buy the DLC, and then they wait. Hella people bought it. Alright, cut that shit. I know you bought it, but you don't own it. Taking it off of Steam. And you knew that was going to happen. You knew you were the license was going to come
Ubisoft. I know where your headquarters is, bro. You're right down the way. Do better.
All you companies do better. All the AAA gaming companies.
And not just gaming, everything. Do better.
This is the problem when you have nepotism. Stuff goes too long, and then you start just hiring people that you know, family members, friends, and then they
people that aren't even close to being qualified, nor even beyond qualified, even give a shit about the realm in which they're working.
No, I just need to justify my paycheck and then ride my subordinates who are actually doing the work, and then
who enjoy that work, who enjoy that world, and
then I'm going to exploit them. That's why Star Trek sucks. That's why Star Wars sucks.
So many
Mandalorian,
things.
I'm sorry. Nah, it was alright. It was the bare minimum. The bare minimum. Why? Why could you not stay away from any OG characters? Do your own shit. Every once in a while, you go back to the well and you pull something out.
Which makes it even heavier when you do it from every once in a while.
Why? Didn't need to happen. Shouldn't have did it. Makes no sense. Take that concept and be like, all right, it's not Han. We're going to make it another guy, put him in a similar situation, because Scoundrel is a literal class in Star Wars. I was about to say Star Trek. But it's like I always want to interchange.
Star Trek Wars.
Yeah, hey, that's real shit. Star Trek. Sucks now. Very much. I hate saying it.
Yeah, if you guys have seen any episodes or listened to any episodes, he's crying now because of how bad Star Trek is.
No, man, it's just, and, it's bad. If you want, I like science. What grown fucking adult says some shit like that where a kid is not present? If I was working with somebody and they said that, I would legit just look at them like, are you fucking with me? Are you joking? I'd laugh if you're joking. If you're not, if you're serious, go over there. Please go over there.
Well, if you're going to be like that, then now you're on timeout.
Like, dude, get the sonar in space. They literally said that. The sonar is reading, what? What'd you say? What'd you say?
Wait, what?
The sonar? Like,
sonar has never been referenced in any Star Trek, other than
You
4, when they were on Earth, when they were in the bay with the whales.
You can only do sonar where there is an atmosphere. If there is
To
no
bounce up.
atmosphere,
Well, it's
pressure.
so those
to
of you who
move
don't know
the
how
sound
sonar
waves.
works, you send out sound waves, and then they bounce off of stuff and come back.
They move the air. It's moving air. If there is no air to move, if there is no fucking gas to be compressed, you ain't gonna get nothing. It's
They go
all
out.
I do.
They get the form and bounce back because of the way the sound bounced back. You could get a form.
It's a vacuum. This is a thing that's been known for
There's
some
no
time.
sound in a vacuum.
And you see, this is what I mean about bad writing. You're paying essentially.
See, that's how little I've paid attention to Star Trek. I didn't even know that happened.
Oh,
I am, like, I know it's terrible. I know the new Star Trek stuff is just god awful, but I am baffled at how stupid you have to be to put that. That's not just the writer's fault. There are multiple levels that script goes through before it's shot.
No, there isn't. Not at Bad Robot. Those people don't make good shit. They make good shit for, young adults, kids who don't understand basic story structure, who really can't follow fucking dialogue or shit that makes sense, and that honestly don't know science. Like Star Trek.
I'm sorry.
Trek
I'm
is
still just
literally
I'm still just trying to process the fact that
show.
somebody read, somebody filmed the fact that they were referencing sonar in space. Right?
You can't have a technical advisor and be like, hey, is that right? No, it's not.
Nobody that read that script thought, this doesn't make sense.
No, because to them it does. They're dumb. They don't know
Like,
that
there
they
are
should
so
be
many people
looking
involved
shit up.
in that script that could have seen that and gone, hold up. Pull out their phone.
Shit, for all we know, there were people who pointed it out, but they got shot down because.
And in that case, that's even worse.
Man.
Because all it is changing one word. Just change sonar to
anything else.
Scanner.
Make shit up.
Or, like they've been using in Star Trek, scanner.
Sensors pick up.
Sensors. Scanners. That's all they...
Mr. Wolf, what are you picking up? Harry, what do we have out there? Ops! What's going on? Like, there's shit you can do. And
the sonar's picking up. No.
No. That means they didn't watch any of the, 3? No, way more than that. It's got what? Like,
well, I mean, if you include
600 hours plus of shows.
Oh, well over.
It's all like, dude, you couldn't pick out 10 of the best episodes.
I mean, you have the original series, you have Next Gen, you have Deep Space Nine, you have Voyager, you have Enterprise. Then you have numerous movies. What is it? 5 from the original?
No.
6?
4.
Is it 4? And then
I think there's 9 to 11.
Yeah. So 9 to 11 movies.
There's 9/11 movies for Star Trek-Olstein.
And 5 series prior to all the Abram universe. You couldn't watch 3 hours worth of it and realize, oh shit, no one ever says sonar.
Fuck 3 hours. You couldn't watch 1 hour from any YouTuber explaining why they why this episode was good, why this season was good, if there's a dude who, I mean, his older shit's great because it's super dorky, Arch and Gaia, but the new channel is Lore Runner, which is great, fantastic stuff. If you're interested in Star Trek, look at what he does specifically with his Next Generation and what other one? Deep Space Nine. A lot of it's behind the scenes stuff. A lot of it's stuff that has to do with the show, and also ruminating on what made that specific episode good, meh, or what he calls the lamentation, just a shit episode. And you can learn what what is the fabric that makes the show. Oh, I get it. All right, it's really not that difficult. If you watch difficult. If you watched any what's it called Twilight Zone, you kind of get a feel for what was going on, what they did. You could do a lot with it. They need to end Picard because it's garbage and end
Which
it
sucks
with.
because I was looking forward to a Picard show.
I don't want a Picard show. He's done. He said he didn't want to. They
no,
they
I'm
were
just
asked
yeah.
to come back to do a season 8. The writers were done because they were dumb and didn't understand. Maybe we should hire some new writers since we're all out of ideas. But why do that? We got other shows coming up. We got movies. We're done. But since Patrick Stewart said he was done with Picard, let's
at
not
that
go
point,
back
it's
to
done.
it. Patrick, you're not a writer. You don't have
Hell of an
creative
actor.
control over who Picard is. You don't have license over that guy. You embody him, but he has transcended who you are, the acting profession, and even TV shows. He's just as iconic as Kirk.
Yeah.
That it's an archetype now.
Jean-Luc
You
Picard.
did that.
Yeah.
Sir Patrick Stewart, you did that. Don't take away from it by you trying to have a retrospective into your life, because what's going on in the Star Trek universe is completely different from what we're currently going through. You can't, in order to make those parallels, your old ass needed to be on a starship in motherfucking space. You can't do that sitting at your vineyard, drinking wine, moping. Number one, that's not Jean-Luc Picard. If he was going to retire, don't you think it would have been more likely that he started doing what he always loved? Being a fucking archaeologist? Again,
Yeah.
you don't know the show. And that's the irritating thing. You could have brought Data back. Hey, Q owed Data one, instead of him being like, oh, okay, well, I owed you one, here goes a laugh. Technically, he still owed Picard one. Bow. There you go.
Yep.
He's back. And it's like, oh, well, that's messing with... Shut up. I determine what the fuck gets messed with. Buy. Enjoy. And even so, Pinocchio, I made you a real boy. And now, Brent Spiner, whatever he wants, you could go that way. Hey, there's been an upgrade in cybernetics.
It's so crazy to think that Brett Spiner was the scientist / doctor in Independence Day too.
Yeah. I love it.
As in
great.
Independence Day as well, not the sequel.
And no, well, he was in there too though, as well. And it's just there's many avenues you could have went that made sense, and you didn't. You hijack, far more competent people, creative people, and then you don't know what to do with it. I gotta say, you can make money from creativity. Creativity is not made from money. You can't just fucking...
You can't buy creativity
you can't just
as an
spend
individual.
and be like,
yeah.
it's good. It's like, well,
that's how you
no.
end up with these cookie cutter garbage.
Star
anything,
Wars and
anything,
Star Trek.
and it's not just in the or in film or TV. It's in music. It's in everything. It's in architecture. It's in life. Like, you just keep throwing money at it, and it's good.
And I don't mean doing like what some sports teams do, where they go after a guy. It's like, damn, that just ended up being a bad investment. That's not what I mean. I mean literally, well, we'll do that, and I'll take that. That's expensive, and that's expensive, and that's expensive. It's like, dude, none of those go together.
It's like
this
giving a
fucking car's not gonna
15-year-old
work.
money and saying, go get some nice stuff.
I want a race car, but I want it to have 22-inch rims, and I want it to be able to go 100 to fucking 3,000 in less than a second. And it's like, what are you talking about? That doesn't make sense.
It's Farva.
Yeah.
It's Farva. It's
I want to put horns on the car. It's like, what the fuck is that going to do?
Yeah, it's Farva from the first Super Troopers. I always want to say Starship Troopers. I do, which is
the only good bug's a dead bug.
Such a good movie. Am I maybe the man I am today?
Hey, motherfucker ain't got no arms, legs.
No legs.
I'm doing my part. Are you? They need to do...
For more information, click.
They need to redo it, but do it proper, like the book. Or
Well,
not
and
exactly like
that's
the
what
book,
Verhoeven
but...
wanted to do.
No,
Well,
he didn't. He let some... He read like 2 pages and was like, this shit's boring, threw it, hired a screenwriter. He said, you read it. That dude clearly did not get what the fuck that book was about, because it is nowhere near Nazis. If you want to have a right to vote, then you need to prove to the government and to the rest of us that you should earn it. And by doing that, I put my life on the line for all of you, so I get to vote. You still get money, you still get all the benefits, but I get to actually vote. If you want to vote, join the military. It's that simple. The military was, and at any point in that book, they're always like, yeah, it's all right, it's cool, kind of sucks. That's literally their attitude.
Yeah.
They're just like, we're here to serve. It's a job, dude. They don't try and play it up. They're not really. They kind of play it down a lot. A lot.
And like, for instance, if you've seen the movie, Dizzy, who's played by a female, was a dude in the book.
Yeah, they changed, and there was no love story.
No, there was no love story there. It was just they changed it and then added in a love story.
And it's,
which I understand.
The book is a hard read because it's a little dry, because it's kind of a manifesto for Heinlein's thought on basically a militant left, which, it's honestly, it sounds worse than it actually is, because when you read the book, it's all like, there's nothing really bad here.
Yeah.
There's nothing that says anything. Homeboy was a leftist. He was a leftist for a good portion of his political career, which he was a congressman, representative,
I think he was a representative,
senator, president,
shit like that.
Vice president, janitor. He was something.
Prime
No,
Minister.
I think he was House of Representatives or congressman. He was one of those, and it's a good read. It honestly, it's kind of the way it should be, because if you've seen combat, you're kind of a little more like, yeah, let's not be so violent, hey, let's be cool towards everybody, calm the fuck down. My father-in-law, who did 2-3 terms in Vietnam, he was not too pleased with what went on January 6th. And let me tell you, standing there watching that shit with him, the look in his eyes, if he was there in the goddamn Capitol, people would have been shot. He legit would have been popping you. If you were touching an officer in a violent way, he would have popped you. He was very pissed. And a lot of the other vets I spoke to were all like, yeah, I'm Republican, I'd have been shooting. I don't care. You ain't allowed in that building. You're not allowed to do what the fuck
Which is
you're
like
trying
the
to
woman
do.
who got shot and killed, who was a former Air Force officer.
The irritating thing is, look at all those...
And the person that shot her was not DC Metro PD.
No, he was part of the Secret Service, I
Yeah,
believe.
which
They don't play. They are the last line. And the thing that irritates me is you had plenty of Republicans in the crowd telling people, no, do not fucking go in there. What are you doing? And you got people pissing on shit, tagging, like, what are you doing? What the fuck are you? This is your
taking
capital.
Away from everything that you're trying to say. The second that you do that, you've lost all credibility.
It's the problem when you do not put money in education. You want dumb people who just will buy anything you fucking say, vote for you, and not really, do anything. And I've seen hella Republicans on our conservative. They are hot. Like, how are you not going to pay our boys? Like, dude, what's up with that? You guys are losing. So it's like, what are you doing? You're pushing so many Republicans away from their own party in the name of money. Like, you're literally doing exactly what the communists said we were going to do. Do you not see that? But again, this is the problem when you have nepotism. You have people who never really sacrificed for the country, but get all the benefits all the goddamn time. Then they turn around and spit in John McCain's face. The one dude who did, he did benefit from nepotism, but he also said, I'll keep my arms up for another 2 years. Go ahead and send them guys home. I can't do that. Yeah, I'm the son of a senator, sitting U.S. senator, and we negotiated for me to go home. Nah, I'm going to pull a boss move. Send them home. Which they did.
So I just
That's
looked
a
it
boss
up.
move. Yeah, he looked it up. I'm right.
Heinlein never was a politician. He did work on a couple campaigns,
Oh,
but
okay.
he achieved the rank of Major General
See,
in
I
the
told
Navy.
you. I told you I was right. Told you he's a politician.
Talk
Major
about it.
General, though, in the what?
In
in
the
the-
reserves, some shit.
Shit, that ain't no small feat, man.
No.
But I totally believe that because a lot. If you
In
see
the National
combat,
Guard.
in the Army National
Oh no, his
Guard.
brother did. He was
You
a
can-
radioman.
Oh, he's a radioman, so he has insight. I mean, during what? So was he Korea
No.
before? No, he's
He
before.
graduated the Naval Academy in 1929.
Oh, okay, so yeah, he's in Vietnam. Damn, right before the Depression. Good times. He's like, shit, I got me a pole. Let's just fish.
But what I was gonna say went down a huge rabbit hole with Starship Troopers was Super Troopers, talking about
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
yeah, talking about Farva when they're in the restaurant in the fast food place and he's gonna I'm gonna win $1 million anyway, and he asked him what you're gonna do. He said I'll buy a car. Still pull you over. Bullshit. I'll make
Buy a fast car.
Yeah. And then it eventually gets to the point where, well, I guess I'll just have to make sure my car can fly. That's essentially what you're doing when you just keep throwing money at problems. Like,
Or trying to make money through, or trying to make something creative through just throwing money at it.
yeah, I'm just going to keep throwing enough money at it, and eventually something cool might happen.
And that's what you got with Star Wars, where it was just all like, well, with their idea of throwing money at it is just like CG, 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 CG. Marvel, CG, CG. Your jokes fucking suck. You know, the situations in which you put your characters suck. The way you build up the villains suck. Do I feel them? Is there any weight to them? Thanos, I was just sitting there like, man, when are they gonna like? He keeps saying he's gonna send somebody, and he essentially kind of, I mean, technically, but not really. Then they get there, and it's all like, what? Okay, where's the threat? They're treating it like it's a threat, but in all honesty, from their position, you should just be like, damn man, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, same old, day in day out, just kicking ass. There's no weight to it. Literally, no fucking weight to anything. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, all right. Even the Avengers, the original, ensemble movie, it was just like, all right, why is Iron Man the focal point of this? Why is he all of a sudden like super fucking mega powerful? Why is Thor taking a back seat? Why is the Hulk taking a back seat? I like what they did with Cap. It's just like, and I love what Robert Downey Jr. did. Just
Yeah, it's not a knock on him.
Slide him more into, I don't know, something that makes sense, like intelligence. Something where you're gathering intelligence. I don't know, he's learning new shit from the Asgardians. There's a fucking dude right there. Hey, just take me up there. Let me see what's going on. Like, they didn't explore the fucking world at all. They just were all like, let's go through a couple pages of the comic book and let's just throw it up there. Go ahead, you got 2 months to finish the movie. Write the movie. And it's like, again, Kevin Feige, I get what you did, but you're getting more credit than you deserve. Did you make them a lot of money? No. The people who wrote the comic books way before you did. I'll give you marshaling everything into one thing, but I mean, you have to be pretty fucking stupid to not do that. I mean, it takes someone of average intelligence and anybody that's like, oh yeah, this stuff is pretty cool, to be like, oh, and I don't know, I studied it just fucking for 5 minutes. Wow, there we go. Was it that hard? Was it that hard to be like, oh, they're all interconnected? What if we did movies like that? Kind of like, I don't know, the X-Men did. Or Spider-Man already exists. Or the fucking cartoons that were being written and displayed
Had
on
already.
Cartoon Network all the motherfucking time. It's not
Fox
a
Sunday
genius
morning or
move.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Thank you. It's like
X-Men.
the template was there.
Spider-Man. I wasn't a huge Spider-Man fan. Never was.
I liked Spider-Man in the beginning because he's the one superhero that you got a taste of what it was like to walk that line.
Yeah.
You felt that Superman, Clark Kent got his shit together. Batman, Bruce Wayne got his shit together. And then you have Spider-Man in Marvel. Nobody really gave a shit about Iron Man. Nobody really. It was the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and the Hulk, and then you have
X-Men.
and X-Men, and X-Men were huge. X-Men was fucking gigantic. Everybody
I still
needs
love
to
that
be,
that cartoon.
and they need to go to that. Do the X-Men. That right there will net you so much money because without trying, you can touch all the woke points you can touch in a manner that fits what the original term meant. I am awoken to what the fuck is going on in this current time in our society. I'm awoken to what's going on. Not, hey, I need to ham fist this fucking colored in here or this chick in here so people won't bitch to me that there's no diversity. And then it's all like, oh, look, it's fucking affirmative action all over again.
Yeah.
You're just going to throw it in the shittiest pot you can fucking pick so you can be like, see, we tried, it doesn't make any money. And it's, I'm not
That's
stupid.
how affirmative
doing.
actions used so often.
And it's done like that with anybody.
I'm going to force. So I have someone who is fully capable, but I'm going to pick this person. They're both of a quote-unquote minority. I'm going to pick this one that is completely unqualified. Not unqualified. I'm going to pick them so I can show that, see, hiring them doesn't work.
And then an ulterior motive is, God, I can't talk, is to literally be like, you're fired. Now the dude I wanted to hire, usually, a relative, a friend,
Yeah,
family,
friend,
some type of nepotism, family, get in there. Bow, there you go, problem solved. And that's a big problem. It's a really big problem. The good old boy network with anybody. We got to get rid of that. We need to go to a merit-based system. The second you do that...
No. That makes too much sense and is too simple.
And that is what... Guy Fawkes' Remember the 5th of November. Damn. Why am I spacing on his name? He was very important to England and essentially to what we have now, where you move to a merit-based, where it is literally what you have done. And then when you have a kid, well, get to work, kid. It's not about who your dad, who your mom is, who your uncle is. You need to prove you can do it. And, what would modern sports be if only they worked off of nepotism? It would crumble. Nobody would want to watch. Crumble. It would be garbage.
Because so many former great kids tried and failed miserably, or tried and were okay.
Usually,
they were able to play professionally for a couple years, and then they kind of faded out. But a lot of them they just don't have any desire at all to follow in those foods. They're not they're not drawn to sports. They're drawn to arts or whatever something else.
It's not like the music industry, which is legit going to be like, I like your writing style. You are going to write for her, and you are going to make 1/5 of what she's making. It's going to be a lot, but yeah, she's going to make all the money, but you're going to help her. Even though she's singing your shit, she's going to get most of the money. And that's why,
what was it, CNC
God
Music
love
Factory?
her, but I really, really doubt.
Was it CNC Music? No, yeah. It was.
How
right?
many?
Where it was a bigger woman that was singing.
Yeah.
But in the music video,
Milli Vanilli. It was a bunch. There's a bunch of people who that has happened to. Beyonce does it to a bunch of people. Lady Gaga, she was one of the people had that done to her, where it's just like, you're ugly, sit back, and it's all like, you look at her and it's like, she's not.
She looks like an average person.
There's nothing wrong with her. What the fuck are you talking about? She's cool. She doesn't fit your standard of beauty, but who the fuck are you to determine what the fuck the rest of us think is hot? Cut that shit out. Back in the 70s, in the 60s, go look at the charts. Look at the charts now. They're all people, most of these people, either their parents have money or they know someone in the industry.
Yep.
That's how they get in there. you know, it ain't through no real skill. You know, some are, most aren't.
Most of the ones that are skilled, they're still able to put their music out because there are
Shit, look
other.
at what Jay-Z does to all the rappers on his record label. Go look that shit up. Go look at what Puff did to all the motherfuckers on his record label. You know, how is
Record.
Record label. You know, at least Eazy-E was out. You know, he came out. I don't write. You know, I don't write. That's not what I do. You know, I'm a producer. I do this. I do that. You know, and then these motherfuckers write for me. You know, he lived up to it. You know, most people need to, and I don't want.
Yeah,
you know, I don't
in which
care.
case, that's not even a ghostwriter. That's just a writer.
Yeah.
So many musicians, and it's not just in hip hop. So many
everywhere.
musicians use ghostwriters so that they can keep their and they'll contribute a small portion so that their name gets to be put on the written by, but it's written by someone else.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I want to see. You know, I want to see the one-hit wonders.
And that doesn't mean that you can't have because there are some people that write and they're like, I'm not a performer.
Yeah, that's called a writer.
Yeah.
Someone who was an actual performer, singer, songwriter, that you're like, nah, you're just gonna write for this person.
You're just not good enough. You're not a good enough musician or a good enough singer.
I don't like that shit.
So,
I like to see it spread the fuck around.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you can have music written by other people as long as you're not trying to take credit for it and you fully go, no, they wrote it. I just performed it. And in some cases, you'll have people write with, just like they do in film and TV. They write a role, they write a song with a performer in mind.
Or you pull up
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Eddie was written for Eddie Murphy.
Yep. And then it went
He
to
was
Andy
doing
Valiant.
something else at the time. Turned it down and went to Bob Hoskins. I knew his last name was Hoskins. I just couldn't get the Bob.
Dude, fucking.
But just think about that. So that was written with him in mind,
and it went to someone else. John Leguizamo broke Hoskins' hand in Super Mario Bros. Because he didn't drive.
Oh.
He slammed on the brakes and the fucking door slammed in his hand. So when you're watching the movie, look out for Bob Hoskins. One of his hands is it's casted, but they painted it to look like a hand.
That's awesome. Now I'm gonna have to go rewatch that movie. That's one of those movies that's so terrible that it's kind of fun.
They were drunk the entire time.
That's awesome.
They were sitting there just getting fucked up.
That's one of those movies that is so terrible that it's kind of enjoyable.
Dude, Nintendo's like, never again. We ain't making no more movies. Never again. It took all the way to have Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. Like,
yeah.
What? You're not Pikachu, bro. Charizard. I could see that, but not Pikachu.
Ditto.
You know, no, you're not.
But yeah, that's so you have, and then you go back and think, or like go back and watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit and go, no, Hoskins is the right guy.
Yeah,
Hoskins was the right guy. Like, I can't see Eddie Murphy in that role. And obviously, after Eddie turned it down and they went with Bob Hoskins, they did change some things around to fit him more. But just watching that movie, Roger was the comedy relief.
That's what you need. You need an actual straight man.
And Bob Hoskins was the straight man. So he would bring some comedic aspects, but it was very straight.
Oh, shit. I forgot what I was watching when I seen this, but or heard this. Remember when in not Harlem Nights, in Coming to America, when Sex with Chocolate does his whole little and he gets off stage shit? That's Elvis in his last
no way,
his last
really?
show. Yep. I was like, man, why did that look familiar? I was like, that I've seen that from something. That's bunch. Awesome. What was it? And it was the thief, Elvis.
That's
like,
awesome.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
That is pretty cool. Man, they need to do just more raunchy comedies.
Yeah, like you don't...
Good ones.
Yes. No, and like not just like with the woke stuff, you don't want to ham fist the raunchiness into it. Let it flow.
Yes, let the raunch flow through you. But
freeze, you diseased rhinoceros pizzle.
And SNL, man, you know what you should do? Hire talented people. That
ship has sailed.
That would be great.
That ship has sailed.
You know, all the garbage you've been putting out, fucking sucks. Kate McKinnon, you know, you need to take. Did she leave yet? Because you
I
need
think
to
she
go.
did.
You should have left years ago, dude. They literally used you
Wasted you.
way too much. Way too much. And you didn't have anyone there to help bounce anything off of. Everybody there, they fucking sucked.
There's a couple.
I watched several episodes and never
throughout the
laughed.
last like decade plus. There's been a couple talented individuals on there, but it's like there's one.
Even them.
It's just and it's
Their
just
characters barely made me laugh. It was like,
no,
this
exactly.
Is the fuck you're
But
doing?
I'm saying it's like they have nothing to work with. So it's like a couple where it's like in years past, it's like, oh, that whole cast, except for maybe that person, is really talented. Here it's like, oh, that whole cast is really untalented except for maybe that person.
Yeah.
It's the complete inverse.
It's bad. It's bad. It's a shit show. But I gotta go.
It's a shit show and he's got to go.
Yep. I gotta go take a shit on Bart. That's what I like to do. I just right in the middle of the train. It's a power move. You look. Hey, everyone, look at me. I'm about to drop trial. Shit. Drop a log. Let everybody know this is my goddamn train.
He's lying. It ain't a log. It's a puddle.
Hey, that makes it even better. And then you write with it. Oh man. Oh dude. Hold on, real quick before I go. The last time I shit myself, it was second grade, so it was a long time ago. But man, we're playing
Last
in the
week.
field, Garfield Park. Anybody from the area, you know it, in San Francisco, right near what used to be the Army Street Projects. It's still the Army Street Projects. You know, I was running around,
Right.
we're all playing, well, now they're just little townhomes
Yeah.
where it fits way less motherfucking people. But you're sitting there, we're playing. It was in second grade, we're on a field trip, I'm having a great time. I'm like, oh, man, I gotta take a shit. Oh, look, there goes the bathroom. Run, open the door, well, slightly ajar, and it was dark in there, and I was like, I don't want to get fucking murdered, so let me just kick the door. Holy shit. The bathroom was white. Supposed to be white.
I was gonna say.
There is and it's not one time. This has been a fucking project. It is just caked. Man, I had to go. I'm like, my stomach, and then it was just like, you know, I was wearing tidy whities, so luckily it caught most of it. It was just like, my teacher was hot. Brother Jomo was all like, God damn it. And he's born again, Muslim, militant dude who got out of prison, I don't know, maybe 4 years prior, got his teaching degree. He's a great guy, great teacher. Love you, Brother Jomo. And he was hot like anybody would be. And then he was like, come on, young brother. He was like, why would you go to the bathroom on yourself? There's a bathroom right there. And I was like, go look at it. He walked over there. He opened that door. He came back to me. He said, little brother, I'm so sorry. He was like, man, I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Come on, let's go back to school. We go get this fixed. I was like, oh, damn it. On that note, we got to go, everybody. 22 Skidoo. Catch you on the next one.
Later.
Dizzle
Catch you
says-
next week.